Welcome back, Stargazers, to what is the first of probably many Animal Crossing videos. I thought we'd just do a chatty little island tour, because it's been a week, and I don't think I have it in me to do anything more structured, but I also want to hang out. I have a mug that matches my villager outfit. That was unintentional. This is chamomile tea with honey. If you want to get a drink, now would be a good time to do so, because knowing me, I'm going to be chatting for a bit. Yeah. Hope this has been a wonderful weekend for you, and if not, then I hope this next week is so much kinder. I'm gonna try and keep... There's a spider crab to the far left of the screen. I'm gonna try and keep them off screen as much as possible and warn you when they're coming up. Maybe if I'm better at editing than I think I am, I'll cover it up, because I know not everyone's comfortable with them. They're a good friendly buddy, I swear, but also I know I don't want to upset anyone. So I'm just gonna be mindful of that. This is, speaking of good buddies, good friends, meet our little snapping turtle buddy, whose name escapes me at this point in time, which is really bad, because like he has a whole story inscribed here on this tablet, and so many golden turtle friends. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do when I get another one, because as you can tell, I have filled everywhere I was storing them before. Yeah. I just have a lot of little lanterns dotted around, because... lanterns with stars on. I love stars. I love lanterns. Of course I have them everywhere. It's also a shooting star night, which maybe it means this recording was meant to be. I'm gonna take that as a good sign, because I'm gonna be honest, this is not the first time I've recorded this. I did try and record this early in the week, and there were technical difficulties. Even now, it's been a hassle. To get this going. If I've given up on fixing the light, I'm just gonna be very bright and ghostly, I guess, for this video. Sorry. This is my little castle cinema, because who doesn't want to watch a movie in a castle? I would love to. I need to get some comfy seating, like some little sleeping bags or something, because imagine having a sleepover here. That would be so fun. It doesn't have a roof, so you've got to really hope it rains and plan accordingly, but I'm sure that's fine. One of my many heart ponds. My island is not one with a theme so much. I can't find the way out. Help. If I just stay still so you can see that. There's a lot of heart ponds. And that big central island, which we might leave to last, because it's very much the main tourist attraction of my island. Yeah. Less of a theme. Less decorated than I'd like, but still stuff to look at. Hi, Rod. So, something to know about me and my history of Animal Crossing is Wildwood was my first game. It was my second ever DS game, and was very much a comfort game for me. A game I would play when I was sick, or I was sad, or with friends and family. I mean, that's just what the franchise has been to me ever since. And Rod, he was one of my first best friends. Him and Cube were in my initial Wildwood town, and we were a little trio. And I was so emotionally attached to them. And then one day, Rod moved. And not long after, Hugh moved. And I was devastated. So, naturally, for one of my New Leaf resets, when I was resetting for my second New Leaf town, and I got off a train in Silvertip with them there, that kind of decided I was going to have that town, regardless of the layout. And of course, when Rod showed up at my campsite in New Horizons, that also kind of decided I had to have him. I couldn't let him go again. There are a good mix of villagers I've loved from previous games, and a couple new ones in my New Horizons island. We'll go stand in the fairy circle, because let's talk about the magic of friendship, Rod. Yeah, we're having a nice nighttime walk. You are. You look great. Enjoy your lollipop. But, in terms of villagers, I have Audie, Renee, and Ione. I don't think that's how you pronounce her name, but I don't know how to. I just seem to alternate and hope I get it right eventually. From New Horizons. Mitzi was my best friend after Rod and Cube left. Her house was on this little island area where no one else was around. So naturally, being the very creative, like 6-year-old or however old I was, I called that Mitzi's Island, and I put all my non-native fruit there and all my flowers, and just spoiled her. So I got Mitzi from a friend, New Horizons, And these are my Wild World friends, really. I basically have 3 Wild World, 3 New Leaf, and 3 New Horizons villagers. And then Whitney, who we'll get to. So yeah, these 3 I have attached to for my Wild World days. Audie, Renee was one of my starting villagers in New Horizons. She's been here ever since. I was hoping for either her or Cherry, because Cherry was one of my New Leaf villagers who I really loved. Audie, I'm such a sucker for the wolves, and that she's based on that old lady who lived at Animal Crossing. It's just so wonderful. It's such a nice story and way to appreciate her. Marshall, sweet Marshmallow. He's adorable. I don't know what more I have to say there. I did have Raymond here at one point, and I fully just didn't talk. Not didn't talk, but I rarely ever found myself talking to him because the dialogue is so repetitive in New Horizons. And if I was gonna hear the smug dialogue, I was gonna talk to Marshall, who I already loved from a previous game, over him. So I did rehome my Raymond to a good home. I found him very quickly when we were at island hopping, and I was just like, yeah, I wanted to see what the fuss was about, and I realized, as cute as he is, if I had to pick between him and Marshall, I was gonna pick Marshall. He's lovely. I love him. Molly and Fang and Marshall, obviously, were my New Leaf villagers. I don't know how much there's to say about them. Molly is just precious. Her, Kiki, and Maple had the sweetest friendship in my New Leaf town. I'm really sad I can't have more villagers, because I would if I encountered any of them before everyone said I probably would have them. I've reached the point with my island where I love all my villagers too much to let them go, so nothing has changed in forever. And I don't know when things will change. Probably not till the next Animal Crossing game, because I can't imagine saying goodbye to any of them. And Whitney is one where I don't class her as from any particular game, because I've had her in multiple, much like the others, but it was sort of like an enemies to friends thing, because in Wild World she was really mean and I didn't like her very much, and then she kind of softened up with time in Wild World, and then softened up further in previous games where the villagers just generally became nicer. So now I adore her, but I definitely wouldn't class her as one of my best friends from Wild World days. I have played more than just Wild World, New Leaf, and New Horizons, but you will find those are the 3 games I talk about the most when it comes to Animal Crossing, because they're the ones I have the most time in and therefore love for. I've played every Animal Crossing at this point to some degree. Some a lot less than others, but I put a lot of time into Wild World, New Leaf, and New Horizons. They are arguably my favorites. Which, I mean, if your favorite differs, I'd love to know which it is and why. Because they all have so many things that make them so uniquely lovable. Although, I can definitely understand why people that start with New Horizons struggle to go back. Especially because New Horizons, it is an Animal Crossing game, but it also kind of falls into a different category. I think between the focus on the exterior decorating, like the island decorating, and the crafting, I'd kind of put it more in a box with Dreamlight Valley than I would like New Leaf. I feel like the focus is so shifted from the traditional Animal Crossing experience, it feels hard to be like, yeah, that's the same thing. How do we feel about the Pocket Camp app? Sorry to just jump subject there. How do we feel about that? I'm probably gonna get the new Pocket Camp app, because in case you didn't know, they're closing down the original Pocket Camp with the microtransactions and just releasing like a paid, you pay once, you got it. I think the starting price is like £10, which feels like a lot for a mobile app. I don't think I've ever spent that much on a mobile app. But also, it's Animal Crossing. My thing with Pocket Camp was I played it up until New Horizons launch with the hope that what we saw in it, we would see in New Horizons, and then it just became so disappointing seeing all this really cool furniture and clothes and interactions that we never got in New Horizons that I kind of gave up on it because it just made me sad. Here we have Red's Pirate Cove. I do love Red. I mean, he's been calling me cousin since I was a child. Of course I love him. He is like a really weird family. Also, Fox friend. How can I not love him? I don't think there's an Animal Crossing NPC I don't love, to be fair. I'm very much a Tom Nook defender. He is a sweetheart. Most of his money he gives to an orphanage. He raised Timmy and Tommy off the streets. I think he's lovely. He's been friends with Sable since they were little. He had a rough few years, but like he's a good guy. I will defend him. I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm apologizing. No, I'm not apologizing. He's wonderful. Sable would agree. I'm so glad they're friends again. I also love Abel's sisters. Sable particularly has had it very rough. And also, as a situational mute, I definitely understand struggling to talk to people when you first meet them and taking a while before you're able to. I'm also very glad we got Brewster in the 1.0 update. Oh, the cuckoo clock's going. Ignore over time. I keep weird hours. This is not... It's not this late because I time traveled to this time. This is just genuinely the time I'm recording. But hey, the nighttime music is nice and calm. It's fine. Thank you, Brewster. I greatly appreciate it. Just ignore the date. Because odds are I'm going to record this and then instantly edit it so it can be up on time. Like I said, I tried to record early in the week. It just went wrong. So, we're here now. I don't wish I like coffee, but I kind of wish I like coffee. Does that make sense? I'll be careful, Booster. Like, it smells good, and it feels like it's a really cozy, really satisfying process making it. I'm not good with it. It does not taste good. Maybe I've just had, but I'm very much a tea person. This is chamomile tea with honey. I don't know if I said that. If you haven't gotten any tea for yourself yet, or a cozy drink of your choice, I'd recommend you do so, because clearly this video is going to be a little bit of me just hanging out chatting, and I hope that's okay. I hope you like that. I can't promise structure. I tried structure, and clearly it didn't work out, so we're just gonna share general Animal Crossing love and thoughts, and chat in general. I still think it's a missed opportunity not to have Celeste right across the way. Designing constellations in Celeste Observatory in Wild World was such a beloved memory of mine. I loved getting to see them in the sky. And also when you'd visit friends and then for a bit you'd see their constellations in your sky, it just seems like a feature that would have made so much sense for New Horizons, especially with the emphasis on freedom they wanted this game to have. It's a missed opportunity, but then New Horizons is the game of missed opportunity and just potential that was unused. The good news is, ignoring the gap between New Leaf to New Horizons, I'd say timeline-wise, we're probably on track for a new Animal Crossing game soon. Maybe that's just me being hopeful. Of course, that was like pre-Splatoon days, and Splatoon kind of messes everything up when it comes to Animal Crossing. That sounds bad. That sounds mean. That's not what I mean, but it is kind of what I mean. In case you didn't know, there's overlap between the Splatoon team and the Animal Crossing team. At least there was. I don't know to what degree there still is. And you definitely saw, at least initially, the Splatoon games impacted the Animal Crossing game development, if I had to guess. It just, the way it lines up, and the crossover of people, it makes sense to me if that's why certain things are lacking. Which is a shame. But hey, if you love Splatoon, it's been a great few years for you. Oh. Hello, Booster. If you've not seen the Animal Crossing movie, by the way, I love that movie so much. I will warn you, Should I warn you? I will warn you, it takes a weird turn. Not a bad turn, just like a weird turn. So, yeah. But it feels like Animal Crossing. It was set around the time of Wild World, but it's a really sweet look at, I guess, the idea of... I don't know how to describe the Animal Crossing movie. It very much encapsulates what I associate Animal Crossing with. That's not a great explanation. It feels like Animal Crossing Wild World. That's not a great description, but it's the best one I have for you at this moment in time. I'm sorry. We got a little lookout point up here. The only place I have bamboo, because in New Leaf, bamboo was a problem. It got massively out of control very quickly, and I think I expected it to do the same here. Maybe it would if I put it somewhere it had more room to grow. So it just lives up here in case I ever need it. I've got a little cafe area outside my able sisters. Obviously a telescope, because I love stars and stargazing, if you couldn't tell by this. And Vulpecula, my little fox constellation mascot. I would love to get a telescope someday. Because currently I just kind of sit outside for hours if there's a meteor shower, or just because of the hot drink and mini blankets and watch the stars from the best I can. There is some really lovely furniture in New Horizons. I'm sad that we're missing a lot of the, not traditional sets, but sets that were in so many games. But I can at least appreciate the detail and love that's gone into the piece we do have. That's kind of the gist of New Horizons in general. I'm sad for what we don't have, that it feels not essential, but has been a part of Animal Crossing for so long, and I hope to see them return in the next title. But I can appreciate the care and detail that has gone into things like the Foley, and the way the wind affects things, and just how intricate some of the details are on things like this little picnic set. I love coming to this spot at the start of the year, because the first sunrise, I think it's the first sunrise of the year, is just especially beautiful in this game. If you didn't know that, if you're okay with time traveling, I recommend it. If you're not, something to look forward to in the new year. Oh, the sky in this game is beautiful too. We got a little pizza party place. My white and pink rose lined paths are a nod to my New Leaf town. I did do that in my New Leaf town. It took a long time, and if you run through those flowers, they just disappear. They don't grow back. So it took me a long time to be okay running in New Horizons, because I was very used to restricting myself for fear I would just wreck my hard work. I wanted to mix it up a bit for Nook's Cranny, but I also wanted the pink to remain because it kind of tied it in with the blue to match the roof. Do you get it? Do you see where I was going for? I don't know. It was an idea. This looks so pretty in cherry blossom season. That's why there's a mix of the cherry trees and the other ones. A little campsite. We got two doggies playing with a stick. We actually do have a campsite villager today. It's Simon, the monkey. Got a place for s'mores. Fun fact, I've never had a s'more. I feel like I should have one because I love marshmallows, but I never had. Fun fact about me, I guess. It's so nice seeing the little mushrooms everywhere. We've got the Corona flag up because, of course, my love of Tangled is incorporated into everything. My favorite comfort movie and my favorite comfort game. Why not? I think my town tune is the healing incantation, actually. Which, I don't know if we'll see anyone to talk to about that. I have many recipes on the floor. If you are in need of recipes, do let me know. It's great whenever I have a friend that resets and is in need of something, because I can like just go for whatever, but still. We've got a secondary plaza that I used to decorate for the holidays. I've kind of been off my game. I should do that more. I love the star fragment lamps. They're so pretty. Just generally the star theme things. I use this to change all the time, in case you didn't know. The cooler does work as a wardrobe. We have Audie staring out. What you thinking, Audie? I don't know if I want to disturb you. You look like you're occupied. I don't want to get in the way of that. Have a nice walk, Audie. There's the own. I love how she glows. Oh, star! My flowers are kind of everywhere. I did have them all in that heart island you see in the center of my island, but then I replaced it for something you will soon see. We have yet another heart pond. As I said, I do love heart and star-shaped things. We've got 3 over here, actually. With varying flowers. Sometimes I swap out the flowers to match the season. Sometimes I don't. It really depends. We've also got the mushroom lamp lining the path down here, because they've just got such a soft glow to them. So many recipes. I can't help it. I've got to wish on every star. My little orchard. Boxes to match. My little farm. With nothing to match, really. It's just here. Now, this is the main tourist attraction of my island. Basically, for the first Halloween, someone I knew time traveled ahead and told me I needed a lot of pumpkins for the event. And naturally, my idea of a lot of pumpkins is a lot more than a lot. So what was the place I bred my flowers became Pumpkin Island. We have the Pumpkin Patch Island, and it is glorious and unique and a great source of money when I forget that I need some. I don't water it very often. I mostly tend to harvest it when it rains, so I don't have to bother doing that. But it's great. I love it. Holidays are something I hope they do differently in... I was gonna say New Leaf. No, whatever the next title is. I did see the leaks. I don't put any weight in the leaks. I'm sorry if the leaks excite. Maybe they are real. And I can see how they could make it work if they were. It's more so that I'm pretty sure we had those exact same rumors after, like, before New Horizons came out. So I find it hard to put too much stock in them. Like, they could make a city Animal Crossing game work. Like, we've had main streets and cities separate, but it just... There's definitely potential to lose some of the heart that comes from moving to a little town. Oh, holidays. I was talking about the holidays. I'll talk about my villagers in a little bit. But holidays, I think it all went wrong with Egg Day, in that it wasn't a day. Some holidays work best as one-day events, and the Egg Festival is one of them. And it was so poorly received and so complained about, I feel like they cut down every other holiday in response, which isn't what we needed. If I think of the previous holidays and the previous Animal Crossing games, I loved that slow lead up and the gradual hype from things like, oh, prepping all my Harvest Fest ingredients in advance, being like, oh, I need to get this many fish sat around, I need to have this many whatever mushrooms, just in case they're what it's asked for. I need to get scallops, I need to get whatever. I loved making the lists for, like, having a little actual physical list somewhere of what my villagers were requesting, so that when Toy Day came, I know who to give, like, who wanted what. I thought it was so fun just kind of getting into the spirit ahead of time. But the thing is, Egg Day didn't need that. Egg Day was fine as one day, and it's quite an intrusive event off the events as well, in that obviously it does get in the way of every other activity, unlike the other games, which, yeah. Minigames in general are something that New Horizons lags. I would have loved to see an equivalent to Club Tortimer. I hope we see an equivalent to Club Tortimer again. I have very, very fond memories of playing minigames with my cousins there, and collecting all the... Oh, what was the currency? Were they just tickets? But like getting the mermaid set in New Leaf was a lot more work. And I did it. I had the full mermaid set. I was very proud of it. This is Whitney's house. Annoyingly, she's not in, because I'd like to show you it and ask if you want to see me do a similar, not a similar thing, because I wouldn't copy her house, but hers is the only house I've really decorated. And I was wondering if people would like to see a series of me decorating my villagers' homes, because I could happily do that. Something to know about me, though, is I will always come up with a narrative as I'm decorating. And I feel like that could be fun, to do a series of going one by one through my villagers' homes and making them that bit more personal and adding more of a story to them. But it's things like little nods to their characters and my friendships with them and these stories I've weaved for them. I just think it's fun. We have Molly, who obviously loves reading, so that's our tiny little library. And just, I also try to make them match their color schemes. This is something I do a lot in Happy Home Paradise as well, is I'll match the house to the color palette of the character. Yeah, Marshall has like a cafe-inspired exterior because his dream has been to run a cafe for forever. I think it was his dream in New Leaf. It was definitely in Happy Home Paradise. So I kind of carried that over here. We've got the purples to go for Nate's color palette. And also just, they're pretty lights. I wish we had more fence options because ideally I wouldn't use a pumpkin all year round. The flamingo matches the interior of her house a bit more, if that makes sense. If you've seen it, it's this kind of like island paradise, very tropical. I don't know why my mind went flamingo there, but it did. I feel like she'd like flamingos. Mitzi's got a bird bath. Mitzi needs more. Mitzi needs a non-native fruit tree for sure. And I don't know where her flowers are, but just as a nod to what came before. We have Eon. Eon's still not really got a personalized garden because she was the latest addition to my island. I say latest, it's been some time now. Obviously, my beloved Rod. The flowers have seeped into his garden. Oops, I'll fix that. I think he had some holiday decorations here before that I've removed and haven't given him anything new. And then Cube. Sweet snacks, food-related things. Balloons. Very sweet and childish. That's another thing with New Horizons. I don't understand how lazy turned into talks to bugs. That was a weird one for me. I don't get it. I also wish that they'd taken into consideration the personality types when it comes to the kind of animation and stuff we see them doing in the activities. Because I swear Cube is more active than even Rod. No offense, Rod. Like, Rod's standing there with a lollipop. Cube should be stood with a lollipop whilst Rod runs around. Not the other way around. And Cranky became less cranky and more just, these are old men. Which I also feel weird about. We'll see what happens with that in the next game, I guess. Which, again, please be soon. Don't get me wrong. I love New Horizons, but I would love another. Captain's over here. I love Captain. I know some people find him creepy, but he's just sweet. He's so sweet. His family are so lovely. He's been looking out for us for so long. How could you find him? I mean, I get how people could find him creepy. This is... Ooh, where would it be fitting to tell the story of Beardo? Because in my Animal Crossing life, I do have an antagonist. And that antagonist is Beardo. I say there's no NPCs I don't like. That's true. There is, however, a villager I don't like. And that villager, I was hoping I could sit down and face this way, but I guess not, is Beardo. If you've not seen him, he is a blue bear. Like, does he have a mustache? I should know this. I should know what my nemesis looks like. Oh no. Point being, oh, look at him. I had him in New Leaf. And the one time my game crashed in New Leaf, when I loaded it back up, he was on the loading screen. And I watched him change into a skull shirt, which is innocent enough. Like, it didn't really suit him, but I'm not one to judge. However, I got into the game, and one of my villagers was just straight up gone. No note, no house, just gone. So, between the villager being missing and watching him change into a skull shirt, and then add to that, smug villager dialogue can be kind of creepy. If you already have in your head, this might be a really bad guy. Yeah, so in my headcanon, Beardo is potentially a murderer, and I have made a haunted house for him in Happy Home Paradise. He is the villain of my Animal Crossing adventure, and if he's your favorite, that's okay. But my only kind of scary Animal Crossing experience involved him, so now I have made it a mission to, I guess villainize him. Well, that sounds bad. That sounds like he didn't do anything wrong, which maybe he didn't, to be fair. But I didn't just say that. It's a fun little bit that I feel like you need context to, because if you were to just randomly hear me talk about how much I hate Beardo after how nicely I speak of every other villager, you'd probably be a little thrown. Yeah. Did I say I'd give the code to this dress if I do? I will definitely try and seek it out. And it was like, because I was just thinking about it. I love this dress. I have a lot of Rapunzel dresses downloaded. Like, a lot. We've got some Tangled the Series dresses. We've got even more Tangled designs there. Yeah, there's a lot of Tangled designs in here. Which is surprising given that I don't actually have like a dedicated Tangled area here anymore. I know I used to. Maybe I should reincorporate that. Speaking of Tangled transitions, Dreamlight Valley. Would people like a Dreamlight Valley tour? I could do that. That's weirdly a little more decorated. I don't know why, but that could be fun. I'd be happy to kind of chat to you about that game. Too, especially in the lead up to the update, or maybe post-update. If you want like a spoiler-free, here's a look at the new area. Also, here is my old area and how I've decorated it. I don't know. That could be fun. Coming out this week is Tavern Talk DLC. I have decided it is going on YouTube. I wasn't sure if I should stream it, but I think it's just going to go on the YouTube. And I'm very much looking forward to it, because I love Tavern Talk. If you haven't seen my playthrough of that, that's a-okay. But it did make me cry. I did record it very, very late. But, by which I mean, when I finished it, was it 5 a.m.? I don't remember. But it was great. Very much reminded me of my own D&D character, which naturally made me even more emotionally invested. So I'm looking forward to returning to that world on Tuesday. It's been a big month for game releases, but also not. I think it's just the ones that have come out have been ones that really stuck with me. Or ones I'm particularly looking forward to. We also have the My Sims re-release coming out the day before Dreamlight Valley. Yeah, I don't know what my plan is with that. I 100% will be playing it, but what I end up doing in regards to that timing of when, who knows. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about Animal Crossing. I guess we don't have to talk about Animal Crossing. We can talk about whatever. I probably shouldn't go too much longer. I wanted to check in with you all and provide a little bit of a distraction, because it's a wild world and not in a cute, cozy way at the minute. So, why not go somewhere that's a little kinder? Just for a bit. Look at Rod. This is a safe space. And I hope that you feel that too. However, I will let you get on with your weekend, your week, whatever day it is for you. If you have any questions about Animal Crossing, want to share any of your loves, if you just want to talk Animal Crossing in general, comment away. I would love to chat with you about Animal Crossing. I talk about Animal Crossing all the time. I don't know why I'm failing to talk about it now. I think the problem is, because I did the recording, I can't remember what I've said and what I haven't. So I'm scared of repeating myself. So yeah, I probably am gonna wrap up here. But hopefully this was fun for you. I hope you enjoyed a little look at my island. It's not the most exciting or most decorated or most thematically what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. I've lost it. Cohesive. It's not the most thematically cohesive, but it's fine, and I love it. The theme is me, and I love it. It is things that make me happy, and I mean, Animal Crossing is a game that makes me happy. That makes sense to me. If you need to go eat, drink, take your meds, this is a reminder to do so. If the stars are out, go looking for me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, night, whatever time zone it is. We'll be back in Animal Crossing soon for maybe a fun decorating challenge. Like I've done solid color challenges before, so we can maybe do that, or do like I've got to do this in this amount of time. I'm notoriously take forever to decorate, so I feel like that could be fun to be like, okay, you have however long, you can't go any longer than that. Maybe we'll do that. Obviously, want to do a series decorate my villagers' homes at some point. There's lots of Animal Crossing content to come, is what I'm saying, alongside some more story-based content. Also, going to do Life is Strange True Colors. That's also coming out at some point. I feel like I want to balance the more free-form, cute, cozy games with the more structured story stuff. So they're just some of everything. And if there's anything else you want to see, either that's game suggestions, just general content ideas, feel free to make them known. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm experimenting. This is a learning process. I'm seeing what people like. If you like this, feel free to like the video and let me know. I still start physically blushing every time I have to do the kind of YouTube spiel. Hopefully that gets better with time. If not, I hope it at least amuses you. I don't know what I'm doing. I appreciate you all. You have been so kind and sweet and supportive, and I hope I can be the same to you. Yeah. Thank you for being here. You were wonderful. I will see you next time. I hope tonight's kind to you. Be kind to yourselves. You deserve it. Huh. See you in the next video. Bye bye. On to the next adventure, Rod. You enjoy your lollipop. I'm gonna go get myself a sweet treat after.